Hey peeps, this is Kizo. This is a brand new thing BHVR has done today, called a design preview, and I think it's better to just read their explanation verbatim. We are trying something new with this thread by sharing a sneak peek for some possible gameplay changes, giving you an opportunity to share feedback much earlier in the process. This is a test run. If all goes well, we'd like to keep posts like these coming for select balance changes in the future. As I say, important, the changes we're about to share are not yet confirmed to happen. It is possible this design will be altered before appearing in the game or even be scrapped entirely. We ask that you please manage your expectations if they are not implemented into the game, and to expect it to take some time for these changes to be implemented if we decide to move forward. These changes will be tentatively planned for early next year. Now, I think this is a much better timeline than what we usually have for changes, right? Because usually changes take, hey, this is Greg's idea. Okay, now it's going to take 6 months for Greg's idea to be tested. And then it's going to take another 6 months for that idea to be implemented. And then it's going to take another 6 months for that idea to be fit into the pipeline. It takes forever. Early next year, depending on what they mean by early next year, and this is like the January mid-chapter. And they start planning these changes out like now. Is that a good timeline? I think that's a pretty okay timeline for something more of a large-scale killer rework-ish type of idea. Yeah, although personally, I think specifically here, perhaps this is kind of much, because, this is effectively just a revert. So I don't think it should really take that long. Specifically in this case. If it's a larger killer rework, I can get behind the time frame we have right here. But this one specifically, this seems like just a little bit too long. But overall, this is a really cool idea and does what the community and all the content creators and everyone experienced about this game have been talking about. BHVR, it's clear you have no idea what you're doing. So let us, the community, early in the design process, tell you if an idea is horrifically unfair, stupid, or just will not work. So, the devs are basically reverting the Trickster, right? So, as they say, the Trickster reverting to the previous version. The base movement speed is 4.4 meters a second, the terrorist is 24 meters a second. Remember, he still has a 40-meter lullaby. Laceration meter is 6 again, instead of 8. The time between throws is 0.33 again, was 0.3. It reverts the throw rate multiplier for main event to be higher, and reverts the main requirement to 30. And reverts the main event activation window to 30, it was 24. And reinstates perform modifiers throw rate plus movement speed while throwing. It reverts the add-ons Fizz Spin Soda and Gyro's photograph, and then does some adjustments. Increase laceration decay delay to 12 seconds, was 10. And move fins. Why is this so hard to say? A move fizz spins soda current effect in the mental blades. And as I say, the previous changes to the Trickster ball contentions, with many Trickster players preferring the previous version. We'd like to explore the possibility of reverting the bulk of these tweaks while keeping the quality of life improvements, such as removal of recall. And this is good. If we have more of this, and they say select balance change, I think this shouldn't be for select balance change. I think this should be for a lot more things. Really, I think we should have this come up, like, because what we had a lot recently is in the mid-chapter following a killer, we'll have some adjustments for the killer, or in the mid-chapter after that for the killer that released a chapter ago. So I would like really a design preview to happen for each of those cases, because instead of us going to the PTP and telling, hey, you should revert this, we'll go to behavior and say, actually, you're looking at the wrong spot. The problem with this killer is X, not Y, which is good. So I really hope this becomes way more common, and I think Reddit is a pretty good medium to post these things on. The forums, I just don't like, and I don't support. But Reddit, however bad a platform it is, I think for this specific case, this is a pretty nifty place to put them in. And I'm very happy to see Trickster go to a healthier place. As I say, though, I think in the comment bird somewhere, I think this still doesn't push Trickster into what he needs to be more fun for Survivor. So they said in their developer update for the Trickster, like what, a year ago now, that they want to make him more fun for both sides, and then they ruined them for both sides, which was impressive. So this also is going to make him a little bit more frustrating to verse than old Trickster, because this is going to be 12-second delay instead of 10. Basically, Ni really needs to move into a more Huntress-esque position. And I don't mean to just like make his knives bigger. I mean, Trickster should have a more active interaction with his knives, and Suvaru should have more interactions with his knives. Currently, still, the optimal thing is going to be holding W and breaking line of sight. Unlike with Huntress, where you have to play 50-50s, you have to think about things. With Trickster, it's not even a flow chart. It's just a chart where you don't have a flow. It's static. It doesn't really change. I think it could be really cool to lean into these lacerating the survivors and being like a lasting kind of effect. So you would have to continuously throw with maybe a longer wind up, like he'd do a fancy flare to pull his knives out, and then throw them, and then it would be a meaningful dodge, and you would have wind up, but he would have with his main event some kind of not fast throw rate feature, but some kind of like a long term, so you can precisely, like super precisely throw knives across the map or something like that. Like, I really want there to be meaningful interactions for both the killer and the survivor, because like I get it, like what Trickster mains do is they throw the knives through like little weird gaps in the geometry. Like I don't think Trickster mains necessarily enjoy the killer being just all about camping the hook essentially and throwing knives to survivors fast, so unhooks are unsafe. I think a lot of more killers, like Trickster players, would enjoy there being a more deliberate action to everything he does. Well, like, I don't think throwing knives fast is the identity of this skill, unlike BHVR have stated in previous developer update when they were doing this to the trick. I think his identity is these trick plates. This is why the random throwy bouncy knives add-on is so cool. Is setting up interesting things with the knives. So Huntress can't do that because her hatchets are that big, but also Huntress immediately deals damage with her hatchets. So, it's a push and pull. I think Trickster should lean into his identity as a Trickster and actually utilize his knives in an interesting way, in a unique way, but we still need to make the throw interaction an interaction for both sides instead of just hold W simulator. And it doesn't matter what the exact numbers are, but you have to really lean into that. Otherwise, Trickster will be kind of boring, and especially boring for survivors. And if you're a Trickster player or you enjoy Trickster, share your opinions in the comments on this thread, because this is important. And I really, really want Trickster to be a killer that I as a survivor or I as a killer can boot up and be like, okay, I'm going to be able to do something in this match, and I'm going to have some interactions in chase. Like against Huntress, even though it can be pretty bad sometimes, especially with cooldown items and camping around hooks. But when you are playing Shaq versus Huntress, you have a lot of things you can do. It's a very interactive experience. And when you're playing Shaq against Trickster, it is not. And I would like it to be. And I don't think he needs to be Huntress 2. I really don't think he needs to be. I think there is an identity to be tapped into here. And I really hope BHVR does that. So this is a time preview, and so far the feedback is mostly positive, and they don't have a lot of suggestions here, so that's a little sad. I think Trickster should be looked at not as just revert, throw nice fast. I think he should be looked into bigger, at a bigger scale. He needs a bigger rework. So he leans into his identity more. There is more skill to the killer, and there is more meaningfulness behind interactions between the hero and the survivor, which is something Trickster lacks right now, and something he will still lack once he's changed to this adjusted version. And I hope to see that. Anyway, share your thoughts in the comments. Share your thoughts for behavior in this Reddit thread, which will be linked in the description. And see you soon, peeps. Bye-bye.